Live from Latham, New York. It's time for the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show from the world headquarters of WAJZ, Voorheesville.
It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah. It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah. Hey, yo, I like the way you implement. Yeah, because it's topical. It's relevant.
What's up, everybody? I'm Scott.
And I'm Bill.
And this is
The Bill and Scott.
Scott.
You're screwing it up on purpose.
Yeah.
I like the well-oiled machine. Let's
Okay.
do the...
Right.
This is... Wait, sorry, that's your line.
This is
The Bill and Scott Cubicle Show.
You don't like the retro feel anymore?
Cracker Jack right there.
Damn, I missed a retro.
I liked it back when we first did it.
I wish when we had no standards on how good the show could possibly be.
Yeah, but then it got way too good, and now we can't stop.
And then we got good, and then we got all these graphics and everything. Oh, my God, life is crazy. All right, so let's get into this. So, allegedly, Jay-Z turns down an offer to perform at the 2018 Super Bowl.
This is like breaking news. I just heard about this.
So, I figured, I don't think Jay-Z needs to do the Super Bowl. First and foremost, I don't think Jay needs the money. I'm just going to put out my facts on why I don't even think he needs to do the Super Bowl.
You do this, and then I'll do a rebuttal. How about that?
And why he don't need to do the Super Bowl and stuff, right? So, number one, Jay-Z, he definitely don't need the money. What's the cool $15 million, $20 million he's going to get for the Super Bowl? Well, that's going to be nothing to Jay-Z. Secondly, he's also in support of Colin Kaepernick and, the whole boycotting stuff and all that. So why would he do that when he's supporting that? Is he going to contradict himself like some people like to do?
You look at me like I contradict myself. Wait a minute.
Wait. No. Okay, we're going to get going. You can rebuttal. You can have your whole rebuttal.
Okay, all right.
Even with my cheap shot that I threw in there.
Sure.
And then also, his wife performed at the Super Bowl, and she had a lot of backlash for her political stance she took and everything about her performance, a lot of backlash. So after he sees all that, why would Jay-Z perform at the Super Bowl when he knows what the outcome could be? And also, I don't want to hear Jay-Z do all of his freaking radio edits of the songs, to be honest with you. That's not what I'm trying to jam out to during the Super Bowl.
You don't want to jam out to Empire State of Mind with surprise special guest appearance from Alicia Keys with no makeup on?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest with you.
Anyway, let's address these points one by one. He doesn't need the money. I don't really have a rebuttal to that. He doesn't need the money, but the fun fact about that is that most, if not all, of the artists don't get paid anything to play at the Super Bowl. They just do it for the exposure and for the experience. And in fact, I think at one point they were considering asking artists to pay to be on the Super Bowl halftime show. That's a big fat no. I would never do that. Number two, he supports Colin Kaepernick. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Number three, Beyonce performing at the Super Bowl.
Hold on, let me ask you, without really touching it, though, just on stuff, right?
Would it make sense for him to perform?
Yeah, when he's in support of him and then you go perform, isn't that contradicting what you're trying to stand for?
No, I don't think performing at the Super Bowl is going against what Colin Kaepernick is saying, unless you consider the NFL as a whole to be the problem with, unless you consider it Colin versus the NFL, which I don't think is what the case. Just because he's not on the team right now, like nobody really wants to pick him up, that's not an NFL problem. That's like an individual team owner problem because they don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Honestly, regardless of whether or not the point that he's making is a good one, and again, I'm not touching it. I'm not saying in either direction.
I just made you talk on it, though.
You did. Well done. Regardless of whether that point is valid or not, that brings controversy, and that's why people don't want to touch it. You know, that's why you get fired if you're accused of committing a heinous crime, even though you haven't been proven guilty yet. Nobody wants that associated with their brand.
Now let's get into what you really want to get into here.
The
Beyonce thing. Go ahead
and
say your stuff about Beyonce and get that beehive fueled up and fired against you.
It's well known that I'm not the biggest fan of Beyonce. I think I have gone on record many times, and I'll never back down from this, as saying she's possibly the most overrated performer of our generation. But I don't feel like she got a lot of backlash from her performance.
She did because the whole Black Panther thing and everything.
Oh, okay. So from when she was with Bruno Mars, or not Bruno Mars, when she was with Coldplay. She
Yeah.
and Bruno Mars are both with Coldplay, and it was like, here we have two of these artists who have both performed at the Super Bowl before, done much better performances, basically upstaging the headliner. Yeah, I thought what you were referring to was the time when she had those pictures taken of her, and she was like,
Oh yeah, that
Hulk face, and she tried to get them removed from the internet, and it was like,
Beyonce,
they're on the internet, they're not going anywhere. You like, I don't care who you are, even Beyonce can't get pictures deleted from the entire internet.
No, you can't at all.
That
Because
was really like, who do you think you are kind of moment.
And did
But
she even really try to get them deleted, or
she
is that
tried to
just
get them
a word?
taken. No, she tried to get them taken down off of every possible site she
Wow.
could. She wanted them gone, and that's really conceited. Like, yeah, when you're
Well,
performing, you're
Beyonce
gonna make
reached out
faces.
to you and was like, "Here's $3,000. Remove that picture from your website."
If she gives me $3,000, I'll do a lot more than remove the picture from my
Exactly,
website.
and
I will endorse Beyonce for $3,000. I'll change my opinion publicly speaking.
for
If you
only
give me
3,000,
money, I will sell out for that. Yeah, of course. For $3,000, you know how many Taco Bell boxes that is? That's a lot. 3,000 divided by 5
Wow,
plus tax.
you just brought up sellout, and that makes me want to get into Macklemore real quick, which
Yeah,
we'll
let's
get
do
into
it,
in
sure.
1 second. But I just want to put a bow on this Jay-Z Super
Yeah.
Bowl thing
Oh,
here.
that reminds me. I forgot one last point, but go ahead and put your bow on it.
Go ahead,
'Cause
make
I
your
might
point.
unwrap
My
it.
point is like an overall wrap up.
You don't want to hear him perform his radio singles. Well, would you want to hear Eminem perform his radio singles? Eminem, the greatest of all time?
No, not at
I
all.
think so. Yeah.
I would not want to hear Eminem perform his radio singles. That's why I would never suggest Eminem to be somebody to perform at the Super Bowl. And no, Eminem's not the best ever. I'll let him slide in top 3. I'm not going to get into this again. But
We got word from the TD over here. What's
15,000 Taco Bell boxes.
okay, thank you.
that's not, that would be 3,000 times 5. That's not 3,000. I think it's like 600.
So my thing with it is that I think Jay-Z all in all could be a cool performance because he's done some big collaborations, and you're able to bring those collaborations out, and you could have Beyonce, you could possibly have Kanye, you can have Alicia Keys, and you can have Justin Timberlake. So you could actually have probably a pretty cool show if Jay-Z's there. I just don't know if Jay-Z's the right person for the Super
I
Bowl,
think it's a
to
little
be honest with
niche.
you. You need like
Because
your
the Super
Lady
Bowl,
Gagas
yeah.
and your Beyonce's and your Bruno Mars and all. You know what? Bring back Bruno Mars. He killed it. I don't even care what anybody
did.
says.
It was
I
a really
like
good
Bruno
show.
Mars' performance. So speaking of sellouts, Macklemore, is he selling out? He's getting ready to release his upcoming album Gemini sometime
On Friday.
Wow.
It's coming out this Friday.
Wow.
Yeah. So his album is going to be less socially conscious than his previous
Because if
work.
you remember last time he touched on everything from
You know, the white, what was it, white privilege?
yep to
And
sexuality
and same love and all that stuff. In my opinion, less socially conscious means less annoying and preachy. Which kind of, I'm going to make this point in a second here, but his quote is, he says, "I don't want to make music because I feel like I have to, or because that's what people expect. I think music is resistance, even if it doesn't touch on those issues specifically."
Mm.
My point is, that's great. Why does music have to be resistance in any form? Like, can't you just have music for the sake of art and entertainment? Can't you just have it to enjoy?
Yeah, no, absolutely you can, and that's why there's so many, there's G-Dog. I do think that you can have music to enjoy, and I think there's a lot of artists that are out there that the music's just to enjoy. But I do think it's hard for you when you come out as a socially conscious artist, we'll say. I think it's harder for you to move away from that and then all of a sudden go about making songs about nothing.
Well, he
You know what I
started.
mean?
His first big hit, "Thrift Shop," was a song about nothing, and that was what made it great. It was just a fun song about going thrift shopping. And then he tried to do
But
it
it
again.
had like underlying layers to it if you
I
really
mean,
break
yeah,
it down.
if you
and everything.
want to.
Like, so it's and
There
I
was
don't
no
know if he
hidden
really
meaning
meant
to it.
all that, but I mean, when you go on, like he really blew up. Like, yeah, Thrift Shop that got him there, but when you followed up with like Same Love and all those other songs that he has, you put yourself as a brand. You're like putting yourself in a category. Now you're trying to move away from that. Like, I don't know if it's the right move
I think
for
it's
him.
the right move.
I don't
do.
know if it is.
I think people got annoyed. I think
because
people,
that song that he put out, that Glorious song or whatever, not Glorious. What the hell is it called? Awesome? No.
Glorious.
Was it
the
Glorious?
most recent single? Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible.
I don't think it's horrible. I think it's a little dumb.
That wasn't
I
a
don't
good
think it's horrible.
Macklemore song. That wasn't a good song to follow it up with. He needs to find some way. I don't know how he's going to do it. I do think that he can do it, but since he did establish himself as that type of artist and take all the stands he did on all the award shows and all the speeches and everything he did, I mean, it's
Well,
going
it's
to be
like-
hard for you to switch sides. Are you not making money off that anymore? That's why you're trying to make the microwave music?
Well, he also split up from Ryan Lewis too.
Oh, Ryan
Remember,
Lewis was the
if you
heart and soul
remember,
of the group.
It was Macklemore and Ryan Lewis was their official title, and most people just only
I
refer to
didn't
it as
even know
Macklemore.
that.
Right. So this is now his first album as a solo artist, or maybe his first album in a long time at least.
Shout out Macklemore.
So
And Ryan Lewis.
that has something to do with it. Maybe, what do you think? You think he's just covering up because Ryan Lewis was a socially conscious one? And
Ryan
Macklemore
Lewis
is
wrote
just
all
a
the
puppet?
lyrics and wrote everything. And yeah, Macklemore was the
Like
puppet.
like Pete Wentz in Fall Out Boy, because Pete Wentz, he plays bass, he doesn't sing, but he writes all the lyrics.
Yeah.
Macklemore is just a delivery system. That's what we learned today on the Cubicle Show. Conspiracy theory, courtesy of Melvin the Mutant Eel.
So Avril Lavigne, allegedly, if you search Avril Lavigne's name,
Where's
you are
Jake?
likely to get a virus. That's what's coming up. So, basically, Avril Lavigne is the most dangerous celebrity to search online. If you search her name, you are more likely to get a virus.
You're more
That's a
likely
computer
to,
virus.
to land on a site that's sketchy and will give you a virus.
Right. Followed up by Young Bruno. That's Bruno Mars, who I'd say should do Super Bowl again. Carly Rae Jepsen, Zayn from 1D, and Celine Dion.
There's too many Canadians in this group. Avril, Carly Rae Jepsen, Celine Dion. That's 60% Canada.
And speaking of conspiracy
Right there.
theories from a little bit ago, are Canadians secretly controlling the internet and the usage of stuff? Are they the reasons why Drake is a big star like he is, because of these computer viruses of searching these names and they put it in and they like do all this stuff to?
I gotta move away from the clickbait. We were just talking about this earlier about how Scott will write really good clickbait headlines. I gotta give you the facts here, because if you type it, the reason you're more likely to get a virus, and actually the whole top 10 is all musicians.
Don't give the
It's because
no, just,
we need to
no.
give them the facts.
We don't have to give them facts on
We can
everything.
give them clickbait in the headlines and in the teases, but now we gotta give the facts.
All right, lay him down. and
FAX
slack 'em,
machine.
yak 'em.
All right, so it's because if you're searching for like free music downloads, it's a lot easier to download a virus with a piece of free music. That's why if you type in Avril Lavigne free MP3, you're 22%. You got a 22%
Nobody's searching
chance.
Avril Lavigne free MP3. by the
Apparently,
way.
there are a lot of people doing that.
When was this study done? 5 years ago?
Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, it's a new study. It's not that many people are doing
I'm
it. It's
just
just that
taking
you're
shots
most
at
likely.
her.
I know you are. I know what you're doing. I know, but I'm bringing it back.
He's bringing it in. He's holding
Yeah,
it together.
you got a 22% chance of landing on a bad website that's going to put some malware on your computer. That's like a 1 in 5. Like you put Avril Lavigne free MP3 into Google, and 1 out of 5 of those websites that comes up is going to give you something bad, unless
So watch yourself.
you're on a Mac, because Macs don't get viruses. It's one of the things that people always say, because
Mm.
nobody's going to bother writing a virus for a Mac. You don't do enough with a Mac. Other
Yeah,
than-
yeah. Except everything that we do
Except
here
production.
at the radio station.
I mean,
is there at
you let me
the,
finish my
like, the-
sentence. I was saying, other than like production work, because we do this on a Mac, graphics. Does Pete do graphics on a Mac?
I don't
think
know
so.
what he does them on.
But anyway,
All he needs is Photoshop to do graphics, to be honest with you. And
mean-
to do them good. But when you have, like, Photoshop Lite, you can't do any type
That's
of
true.
graphics. Hint, 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 hint. Anyways, so, I guess we could wrap out the show with iOS 11
yeah, that's actually
debuting.
a good segue. I didn't even mean to do that by accident. Okay, so I just bought my iPhone on like the beginning of August, and it had the newest version of iOS, but it does not. I don't think I have iOS 11. What's the difference?
There's probably a few other things and like all the special features that are on like the new phone. So probably like the facial recognition and all those like new features are on the iOS 11.
Do you
So-
have it? Did you download it?
I didn't download. I
Oh, okay.
usually honestly wait a couple days to download the new softwares because usually the new software will come out like iOS 11 and then like 2 days later you'll have like iOS 11.01
Yeah, little patches
because
and bug fixes.
so I'll wait
Mhm.
till like a few days, a week.
How
or
do you
so.
do it? Does it tell
Well,
you it's
go,
coming?
Yeah,
or?
you go to your settings and then you go to update, and then a lot of times it'll just pop up and tell you.
Yeah,
because
because I did have a download like a week in.
So yeah, new iOS, it's here. Yeah.
Neither of us have it, so I don't think we're really qualified to talk about it. Maybe we'll bring that back up when.
Also, I gotta bring up the stupid criminal real quick here.
Okay.
Before we close out the show, I don't remember where he's from or anything, but allegedly this one guy went into a gas station, robbed the gas station, got some cigarettes, some drinks, all that good stuff, right? Then when he leaves the gas station, he goes to flee. He runs out of gas. How do you rob a gas station and not get damn gas?
Wait, did this happen in Florida?
It probably
Because
did.
these
Let me get the
stories
info
always
real
come
quick.
from Florida.
Like
They freaking, I swear, like you'll read a news story from Florida and it'll be like a man was cold in the winter because he had no shoes. So
Indiana might as well
Okay.
be Florida. But yeah, you're right. It's always something.
it's always
in
something like
Florida.
somebody stuck their feet in a George Foreman grill to keep them warm, and it's like when they had to go to the hospital.
Florida was shooting guns and blowing fans at the tornado,
Yeah, exactly.
or at the
That's
hurricane
the
to get it to go the other way.
But you get the most magical stuff out of Florida. You never hear about that coming out of Albany or even really out of upstate New York that much. But in Florida, man, they got some quality. The gene pool down there is just. I don't want to piss off anybody in Florida, but I seriously doubt anybody down there is watching. So once we blow up and like this goes like international, then we're gonna have to go back and like edit this episode of the show because we don't want to make enemies with the Floridians.
Yeah, true that. Oh, pump gas.
But they're funny. They're funny. Thank you for providing the entertainment.
Yeah, so shout out you guys.
Cardi B.
Yeah.
Cardi S.
I don't pump
Scotty.
gas.
Scotty.
What is
Cardi.
it, Pete? I don't pump gas.
Yeah, I don't pump gas. I run out of fuel.
Oh,
There it is.
oh that's freaking fire.
We're
still
ending the
waking
show
up.
on
No,
that,
that's so
ladies and
good. I
gentlemen.
was like, how are we gonna go? I don't pump gas. I'm running out of fuel.
All right, guys, we'll
Oh,
see you
man.
tomorrow,
That's so
10:30 Eastern Time. Jam's Facebook page. Thank you for tuning in and
Oh.
watching and listening, all that stuff.
Yep, same. I kind of faded away into the background.
Yo, shout out producer Pete. All right, later.
Bye, guys.
One. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show! That's what I'm talking about, boy! Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah? Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah! Bill Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show! Not a rectangle show. Not a triangle show. Not a pyramid show. It's a cubicle show! Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah? Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah! Cubicle Show. We just got one.